First, we follow the first rule of Fusion, create a new component. This time, I'm choosing a sheet metal component to highlight this option, though we won't dive into sheet metal workflows in this tutorial. You'll notice its unique symbol in the project browser. As is often the case in Fusion, we'll drive our 3D geometry from a 2D sketch. I'm using a center rectangle to keep the sketch centralized above the origin, unless a specific workflow, like revolving around an axis, calls for a different approach. That's not the case here. The dimensions, 25 mm by 20 mm, are just for this tutorial, but feel free to experiment with your own. No time wasted, we jump straight from the sketch to the extrude command, giving this part of the bracket a height of 5 mm. Fillets aren't just for looks. They enhance aesthetics, improve user experience, and can even strengthen a design. Since our side is 20 mm long, a 10 mm fillet on each end creates a smooth, rounded look. I'm using a simple circle for the hole in this tutorial since the focus is on creating the twisted bracket. If you're interested in more advanced options, I recommend exploring the hole command. The diameter is set to 7.5 mm for this tutorial, but in a real manufacturing scenario, I'd research the optimal size. To ensure the hole updates, if we change the part's thickness, I'll switch the extend type from distance to all in the contextual menu, making sure it always goes through the entire bracket. We'll be doing all sorts of rotations here, so make sure to check the Create Copy box and select the body to rotate it around its own axis without shifting its position. This creates a copy of the body within the component, but for more flexible editing, you might prefer copying the component or using user parameters. Let me know in the comments if you'd like a video on that. Keeping this second body centralized is crucial, and if we handle the rotation correctly, it should be. A quick check with the view cube confirms that the move and copy workflow worked as expected. Now, let's build the bridge between the ends of this twisted bracket. Be sure to activate 3D Sketch. It's not needed for the first line, but we'll need it for the spline. The sketches we're about to create serve as guides for our operations, not the final design, so we'll turn them into construction geometry. The first line will connect the central parts of each end. Fusion will help you find this spot. Just move your cursor around until a small symbol appears indicating a key geometrical point. Press Escape to exit the line command, but stay in the sketch environment for the next step. Why use a fit point spline when the connection between the bracket's endpoints is straight? The answer is simple. By using the edge of each twisted bracket along with the tangent constraint, we control the spline's curvature precisely. This keeps the shape clean with minimal effort and no frustration. A quick check with the view cube confirms everything looks balanced, so we can finish the sketch with confidence. I'll link to the video that inspired this workflow at the end. A quick glance from the front view gives us a clear look at the straight line, the path, and the 3D spline, the guide rail that will connect the two ends. We're using the solid modeling sweep tool, and it's crucial to set the type to path plus guide rail. Select the profile, then the path, and finally the guide rail in that order. As soon as all three are selected, the new solid appears instantly. As is often the case in Fusion, additional options become available, letting you fine-tune the design to fit your needs. Everything looks great, especially considering we've shaped this complex form in just over 4 minutes. Now, all that's left is refining the appearance and wrapping up with some video recommendations I think you'll enjoy. Colors are fun, and Fusion makes it easy to experiment with both standard and custom options. This video was inspired by another tutorial featuring a bracket in the thumbnail. It's from a Swedish YouTube channel, but if you're interested in user parameters, it's worth a watch. I also recommend my lampshade tutorial, a fun workflow for designing an epic lampshade. A huge thanks to everyone who has subscribed, liked, or commented. Your support keeps this channel going. Happy 3D modeling, and see you in the next Fusion tutorial.